What's going on, Dope fam? Back with another video. Hope you guys have been doing well. For today's video, I'm going to go through a Bitcoin market analysis update, as well as for Ethereum. We have some really nice updates to give you guys. Over the weekend, we had a really good, nice price structuring and price action happening over the weekend, past few days. So without further ado, I'm Dope Oxide. I make content on YouTube, X, and CoinMarketCap, so be sure to follow those pages, and let's get right into it. First of all, for liquidations, we hit $200 million past 24 hours, which isn't too crazy, but it's definitely a bit higher than normal. And for liquidation heat map, we actually have a bit of updates to give you guys. Like, we actually have a lot of liquidations happening and getting built up. So as you guys can see, we have a lot of liquidations just below us at the key 106 region. So I do expect probably a nice little scam wick to the downside, probably sometime this week just to flush out the late longers. And more than likely, I do expect July to have an all-time high. The price structure and just the price action we've been having for Bitcoin the past few weeks, especially with the sentiment being reset and absolutely destroyed, I do expect more good news to follow. And more than likely, Bitcoin will have new all-time highs. Of course, for stock market, we're well into all-time highs. Let me clear this chart up from last video. We're well into all-time highs for the futures chart. So as you guys can see, we're actually at the 6,248 key region. And it's looking like to me when the stock market opens today, it's going to be obviously a major all-time high. And this actually confirms to us that the stock market is actually in price discovery, which is really good, obviously, because that would definitely mean that risk on assets will go risk on and Bitcoin will follow, as well as our altcoins and Ethereum. For the long-short ratio, we're actually having a lot of red printing. So, of course, the shorts are getting very cocky once again. This red printing is actually the longest we've seen for this year. So I do expect the next spike up to the upside will be an absolute massive short squeeze to the upside. And that will more than likely, to be honest, happen sometime in July, in my opinion, because I really do think that time is running out. I do think max pain is to the upside. And it's just looking like to me the markets is running out excuses to hold down Bitcoin. And we're just in a major compression level right now. Like, as you guys can see, this pennant and the inflection point, we have about 18 days left for the absolute maximum. I do expect us to break out earlier. And when it comes to the Ethereum to Bitcoin chart, there isn't actually many updates to go. So I'll just skip this really, because we're still grinding sideways, and we definitely still need to see a break above this bull flag. But for the Bitcoin chart, looking really good here. So for the 12-hour charts, we've actually broken now the RSI momentum downturn. And this just shows to us momentum is flipping to the upside. If I change to the daily as well, the daily has also broken out. So this is actually telling me, more than likely, this is actually preceding what Bitcoin is about to do. And what Bitcoin is about to do, in my opinion, is within the next 2 weeks, a Bitcoin all-time high break. And that will more than likely mean Bitcoin is going to be well on its way to the 150 key region. So if I just change to the weekly chart here, yeah, so my target is around the 150 key region, and I've told you guys so many times, like, look, I do expect a doubling from our previous low, and the doubling from our previous low was, I believe it was about the 74k region, so a doubling from there is about 150k, so I do expect once we get this breakout for the lower time frames, Bitcoin will be on its way to there, and more than likely, probably within the next 2 months, we'll actually hit that 150k key target. But when it comes to lower time frames, like the 4-hourly chart, we are having an RSI flip as well, and it's just looking like to me bullish momentum is starting to kick in slowly, and within the next 1 to 2 weeks, we're probably going to see that all-time high break and momentum to really start picking up to the bullish side. For Ethereum, no real updates. We're still stuck in the mid-range of this massive accumulation range. Let me delete these lines once again. So I do expect, more than likely, once Ethereum actually breaks above this high of this accumulation range at the 2750 region, we're probably going to have a massive spike to the upside to that $3,000 key region. And the prerequisite is I don't expect Ethereum to break out above the top of this range before Bitcoin breaks all-time highs. So I do expect once Bitcoin breaks all-time highs, probably within the next 2 weeks, Ethereum will most likely increase its momentum and hit the $3,000 key region very soon after. For the stock market, of course, I told you guys, we're in price discovery. There really isn't any other updates to show other than really that the next level of support we have just printed now is the previous all-time high, which is about the 6172. So if we do retrace, I want to see the stock market rebound off that key support region, because that is the previous all-time high, and we actually haven't tested it yet. So if we do get that retrace this week, more than likely that will be our next level to look for a bounce and then upside to continue. Update for Toshi. Of course, Toshi is the number one base native meme coin of base chain. So as you guys already expect from me, if Ethereum is going to break out to all-time highs, more than likely base chain will have massive inflows. That's why I really cover Toshi to you guys, because Toshi is the number one meme, and memes are generally high beta of whatever token the chain is on. So I do expect once Ethereum starts breaking out, Toshi will have a massive upside potential. And my expectations are like Toshi to have the multiple billions range by the end of his bull cycle. And I do expect with the upcoming catalyst Toshi has, more than likely Toshi will have an absolute massive breakout. And just another TA analysis update really. I tweeted a update on Toshi on my X actually today. So be sure to follow my page there because I do TA analysis updates. But just to give you guys a live update on YouTube, we actually had a nice little reclaim of our key support level at the 4-6 key region. So I do expect, as long as we hold this support level and increase momentum, I do expect this downtrend to actually be broken. So of course, we've been in this downtrend since 12th of May. And I do expect once Toshi breaks out of this, we're going to have an explosive run to the upside. And that will more than likely mean a run to all-time highs. So, of course, when it comes to, I guess, inflection points, our inflection point really is this downtrend to be broken, which is probably going to be within the next 7 days, because I do think Toshi probably won't print another low. Like, yes, it could print another bullish divergence, but I don't really see there's room for Toshi to actually make that new low. And once that diagonal downtrend is broken, the next major resistance level to break is, of course, the previous high. Once we do break this, I do expect the next level is all-time highs and beyond. And, of course, Catalyst will probably follow with that. And with Ethereum breaking out to the 3K region, I do expect that move for Toshi to begin. So when it comes to Toshi and just accumulating, really, you guys don't really have much time to accumulate Toshi at these levels, because once this downtrend is broken, I do expect momentum to increase for Toshi, and it's going to be an absolute beast for this bull cycle, because Toshi is the number one meme of base chain, and base chain will be the number one chain of this cycle, in my opinion, as well. So it just makes sense to me. Like, Toshi is probably going to head into the multiple billions range and be an absolute monster number one cat coin of this cycle. And yeah, there really isn't much else to say. Like, you guys are running out of time to DCA Toshi, and more than likely, you guys probably don't have much time to actually purchase your tokens and your position, because it's just looking like, to me, according to the charts, you guys don't really have much time. And it's really building up momentum and just forming a massive spring to rebound to the upside. But of course, none of it's financial advice. This is just my opinion. I'm only relaying what I see to you guys on the charts. And I'm not a financial advisor, so obviously go look for a financial advisor if you guys want financial advice. But yeah, off to the tweets. So of course, for X tweets, first tweets by Blunt's Capital. People are so traumatized by Bitcoin dominance going up for so long. When it finally shows signs of going down, they fade it. So this is the Bitcoin dominance chart Blunt's actually highlighted a few days ago. We're actually in a massive bearish divergence on the 3-day charts. So of course, higher highs on the Bitcoin dominance chart, but lower highs on the RSI. So momentum is flipping to the downside. Bears are starting to show signs of weakness, and it's looking like, to me, the dominance chart is probably going to print a high soon and probably break down. If another higher high gets printed, and then a lower high on RSI also does get printed, it's still a bearish divergence, and it just means it's even more likely for it to break down, because of course bearish divergences can still take a while to print. We can technically still have like 4 bearish divergence prints for it to actually break down to the downside. But it's looking like the Bitcoin dominance chart is showing signs of weakness, and more than likely it will top by the end of this bull cycle, which will of course mean Ethereum will have a massive run to the upside, as well as high beta token assets like Toshi, etc. Our last tweet is by Income Sharks. So of course, Ethereum is heading back up to the top of the channel. This is of course bullish right now because Ethereum is currently at the mid-range, and once we see that Bitcoin all-time high, I really do think that Ethereum is probably going to break to the upside and actually break this accumulation range. Reason being is we had 1, 2, 3 touches, as well as a fake out to the upside and a fake out to the downside. So this is technically going to be Ethereum's 5th time trying to actually break out of its accumulation range. And generally the 5th time is basically a near guaranteed success rate. So it's like 95% chance or so. So more than likely, if we actually hit that range high, Ethereum will break out to the upside, which will obviously mean that Ethereum will probably head to the 3K to 3.2K region, which will of course in return mean that Toshi will start its next run to the upside, as well as other base native token assets like Alien Base, etc. But that's all to the video, guys. I hope you guys like the updates. Of course, like and subscribe. Comment down below if you guys want me to cover any other different subjects, or if you guys want to learn something specific. And when it comes to my X, be sure to actually follow my page and ring the bell, because I'm consistently doing TA analysis posts on my X page that's exclusive to my X page. So be sure to follow that. And yeah, that's all to the video, guys. Have a good day. Have a good one. Peace.